How's it going, guys? Sorry, we just have a little bit of a snafu there. So this is the new digs. You guys can see, got the pomegranate tree. Hopefully none of these guys will fall on my head. But this is very nice for Rosh Hashanah coming up. And my friend is doing the Israeli thing of screaming. We're talking very loudly. Baruch Hashem. Gonna wait for some people to show up. So, those of you guys in New York, hope you guys are safe. I heard about, not just heard, I saw what's going on with the floods and everything. Very crazy. Very crazy. I apologize for the... You know what, maybe I'll just switch over. Whoops, there we go. Data. So... Let's see who else shows up. Oh man, mosquitoes are biting here. So, a wise man.
Well, his roommate is Noam, and then I'm Noam.
A wise man said this week not to try to. Sorry, guys, I'm just getting bitten here. Not to try to convince. Not to try to convince sheep, or not to try to talk to sheep or argue with sheep, but only to find the lions and strengthen the lions. I'll tell you, my friends, there's a lot of people who you may encounter, especially at a time like this. Sorry guys, I'm just getting eaten alive. I don't know what's going on. I may just take a bit of a walk. There's some people who you guys may encounter, who may actually be lions and they don't know that they're lions. Gosh. And, they don't know that they're lions and they need to be reminded that they're lions. And then there's, other people who are just sheep, and you're not going to convince them. You're just not going to convince them. And I'll tell you guys something. I know that to be true. Again, it goes back to that movie. If you guys see the movie They Live, I mentioned this before, The main character is basically fighting his co-worker, and he's trying to show him, whatever he sees. And he's trying to put the glasses, he's trying to make him wear these glasses, And it's just not happening. He doesn't want to wear them. He doesn't want to wear them. Getting bitten like crazy. And he fights, Like, again, he's part of a system and he's fighting to protect the system. Because he's afraid, he doesn't understand that there's something bigger than the system. There's a Shem who runs the whole thing, right? He seems to think that people run the system. He doesn't understand that the people that run the system, supposedly, or the people that think they run the system, or the people that comprise the system, or the people that made it, that created the system, are actually puppets in the hands of something bigger. They are puppets in the hands of Hashem. These people don't understand that. They think that, well, what do you want? You want anarchy? You want this whole thing to come crashing down? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? How are we going to live? Yeah, how are we going to live? Like, what happens if the whole thing comes tumbling down? The whole Tower of Babel that we built, what happens if it comes tumbling down? It's a very scary thing to think about, guys. I mean, it's funny, like I mentioned, I've been mentioning, that, you know, kind of a little bit mocking people that, you know, they're fighting to defend the system, right? They're really fighting, but the question is, I never really delved into why they're doing that, right? They're doing it because they're afraid. You know, a lot of people, guys, you know, a lot of people, again, you talk to people in the Orthodox world and they claim that they are, sorry guys, this is a Friday afternoon, no privacy here. They claim that they, you know, believe in Hashem and Emunah and all these things, but the thing is, and again, like, I'm not the biggest, listen, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm no Rebbe Nachman myself, you know, but you kind of look at their behavior, again, there's a thing called orthopraxy, you know, there's an idea called orthopraxy. People are doing the stuff, but Hashem is nowhere to be found. They're part of a system. Getting eaten alive. Oh gosh. A lot of bugs here. They're part of a system. And you know, guys, let me go inside 1 second.
The link just looks more academic, but the thing is that they don't show you anything. You have to search. And you have to be very specific about what you're searching.
So, privacy. So, guys, yeah, I mean, it's, oh my God. I guess the Yetzer Hara doesn't want me to talk to you guys today. I can't get away. Oh, nice map behind me, right? You like it? Okay. Since most people are not wearing the glasses anyway. So, just organize the books here a little bit. Yeah, I mean, so... It's amazing, right? It's just amazing. Stay. Oh my gosh. So, where was I? Yeah, so there's a reason, guys. There's a reason why people... There's a reason why people are afraid. Even the people that claim to be, you know, connected to this and connected to that, they are afraid. They are so in the system. They are so used to the system. They think actually that it's normal, you know. Again, you know, people keep talking about we want to get back to normal. Guys, if you ask me, you know, it's funny, and this is something that I noticed, especially I remember when I came back to the States from Israel in 2013, and I just looked around me, and I started talking to some friends of mine who also are kind of like me, became religious later in life, And I was just saying, why, I was just asking the question, always asking the question, why is everybody around here so obsessed with Gashmias? Why is everybody around here so obsessed with materialism and just these things that are like, and again, I was looking at people who are like ostensibly Orthodox Jews, but people who are basically chasing the same things as what the rest of the world's chasing, people who are trying to emulate, even the people who are, let's say, so to speak, not orthopraxy, but the people who are like, they work on their emunah, they live as if there's a Hashem, but still they're chasing the same things, the same tchotchkes, the same toys, right? Thinking that it's something. And it's funny because it flies in the face of everything's that we're taught in terms of the Torah, in terms of, let's say, Hashkafa, Jewish philosophy. And I was looking at these people, and I literally thought I was in the Twilight Zone. I thought I was crazy. Thought there was something wrong with me, right? And then it's interesting. What I noticed is that I have a few friends who, once COVID hit, these people woke up and they started saying the things that I had been saying for the previous 7 years. And I remember when a friend of mine, I was like, she's telling me these things, and I'm just like, you realize that I've been saying this for 7 years. You're just waking up to this. I've been saying this for 7 years. When I say it, it's, I'm crazy or whatever. You weren't listening. But now, finally you get it. Finally you get it. It took a pandemic for you to understand that none of this is worth anything, and none of whatever we thought was normal was normal. In fact, it was what do they call it? The new normal, which wasn't normal at all. And, my friends, I was just saying yesterday, it doesn't really matter where you hold on the what. Take it, don't take it. It doesn't even matter. It's immaterial for the purpose of what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's immaterial because ultimately, we're probably going to come out of this by hook or by crook. Either we're going to come out of it after a horrible, horrible calamity, or being, getting on the brink of calamity to where we kind of like maybe, hopefully stop and look around and say, oh my God, what the heck are we doing, before we have this terrible, Tower of Babel situation. Or we actually do have the Tower of Babel situation, and either way, my friends, it's by hook or by crook, we're going to come out of it, right? We're going to come out of it. And after we come out of it, again, as I mentioned before, we're going to be completely different people. Not only that, whatever we think is normal, the so to speak new normal is going to be just the truth. People are going to be clamoring for the truth. Right now, people don't want, if you guys ever seen the movie A Few Good Men, the guy goes, I want the truth. He's like, and then Jack Nicholson's like, you can't handle the truth. Like, i.e., if I tell you the truth, the truth is a very hard pill to swallow, guys. Again, as I mentioned at the top of this video, this is why you can't talk to people who have been sheeped. I hate to use the word sheep, but you can't talk to sheep because they're not ready to handle. The truth is too, I was talking to a friend of mine, it's too scary. Nobody wants to hear that they've been lied to. Nobody wants to know that they've been duped. Nobody wants to believe that there are people out there who don't have their best interests at heart. Nobody wants to believe that there are supposed leaders and companies that are, let's say, more colluding together to prolong something than to actually solve it. Nobody wants to believe that, guys. Everybody thinks that everybody's good. Everybody in the Western world especially thinks that everybody is good, everybody has good intentions, everybody's fantastic, everybody's wonderful. Even after we had, all these scandals with $60 billion, a person stealing this, and another scandal. We're going to have another trial with this company called Theranos. What's her name? This girl that had the company that, she made this amazing machine supposedly for bio, I don't know. But we realize it's a scam. My friends, like, we keep, a friend of mine said, it's like battered wife syndrome. We keep trusting people. We keep on, because, it's a human condition. We want to trust. We want to put our faith in someone. We want a solution. We want a quick fix, just like the people you talk to. Well, first they said after taking two, the thing is going to be over, right? We're going to reach what's called herd immunity, and then you say, well, okay, take the third. Oh, but you can still get it. But if you get it, it'll be lighter. You'll probably survive. My friends, I mean, people are digging and digging and digging and digging and digging themselves into this, like, mindset of just like, they're just grasping. You talk to them, like I talk to them, they're just grasping and grasping, and there's like straws all over. It's interesting, right? Straws, it's like lots. They're casting lots, or they're grasping at lots, and it's like Purim, But they're just grasping at straws. But this, but that, but this, but of course, but if you just, it's like, but if we just, and the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh, and the eighth, and the ninth. How long, my friends? How long until we just end up swimming in this stuff to the point where we start seeing people with like Has v'Shalom? I don't even want to say. Guys, I live in Israel. The country of Sweden, it's interesting, the country of Sweden just banned people from Israel from flying to Sweden. The most per capita smacked country in the world, Israel, people from Israel are forbidden to go to Sweden. And also, I believe, to Portugal. Guys, does it make them anti-Semitic? Sweden already has, I think we keep hearing about that they have like, they basically solved their issue by just letting things free. They solved it. China, I think, already solved their issue. My friends, we're still the ones mired in our own collective insanity. But if we just. Meanwhile, there's like, people are telling us there's other options. There's other things you can do. A famous guy just got, the thing. And he's saying, well, I'm going to try this. And the media went into Lashon Hara mode. Automatically, guys. I mean, I don't know. If I didn't know any better, I would think that the media corporations are linked to the drug, are linked to the politicians. They're all three of them. And big tech. This, I would say triumvirate, but it's really quad. Not a quadrant, but a, foursome. So, guys, I mean, again, follow but my friends, regular people who are following this, nobody wants to believe that the system that they know to be the system, right? Everybody's talking about, it's like, this was approved by this body, by this, this acronym body, these three-letter agency, this three-letter agency, alphabet agency, this. My friends, people are so just reliant on these bodies to approve of things. They can't even think for themselves, my friends. They cannot think for themselves. They're just like, there you go. It's a wake-up call. That's your wake-up call, my friends. Guys, as a former Soviet citizen, we also had agencies in the country where I was born. Granted, I was a kid. My parents told me we had agencies as well. And people were like, yeah, the KGB is this is not approved. You can't, this is nothing, This is not an official, reputable source, reputable publication, mainstream, everything, they wrote like fringe. This guy he's going to do fringe treatments. Guys, America is a country where I think 50% and 75% of the people are obsessed with, alternative medicine and organic and schmorganic. But when it comes to this, we're going right to the chemicals, right to the garbage. No natural, no nothing. We forgot about everything, my friends. People want to rely on the system. They don't want to hear the truth, my friends. They don't want to hear that there's something seriously wrong with what they are relying on, because they need somebody to. They don't understand that the only thing they can ultimately rely on is Hashem. Well, you notice a pattern here. It's not about left wing versus right wing, like the people in America are trying to politicize. It's about people who are relying on Hashem. People who are going to say, you know what, you want me to show you a piece of paper? Screw you, I'm quitting my job and I'm going to rely on Hashem to figure out my parnasa. Even I have to be on the box for a few months. My friends, that's really what separates the people here at this point. Somebody who's reliant on Hashem, somebody who isn't. Yeah, you could say, well, it's easy to say when you have kids and this and that and the other. My friends, these are people with families, okay? These are people with families. Then you have also single people who are like, don't want to lose their jobs, right? But people are really reliant on, the system. They want to believe, they want to desperately believe that no one has sinister motives. Not only that, my friends, they also don't even want to hear, it'd be too much for them to hear that there's such a big, there's so many forces that are working together to do a lot of bad things on such a grand scale. They don't want to even think about it. They can't even think about it. They can't even wrap their heads around it. But my friends, I'll tell you like this again, no matter how things pan out, if it's, by hook or by crook, if it's the easy way, if it's the hard way, if it's the way where it gets to the brink and we wake up, if it's things just unravel, Baruch Hashem, and the truth comes out, immediately, or we have to get to Australia, what I call Australia level. We have to get to just the point where we're like, at some point we just look around and we say, oh my God, what are we doing? Do we have to really just hit rock bottom with ourselves? And then after we come out of it, we say, okay, now all there is the truth. There is no more system that we thought was normal, which wasn't normal at all. Wasn't normal at all. And all there is going to be is the truth. And there's going to be a desire and clamoring for it. And that'll be that. That'll be that. That's what we're looking forward to. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what we have to look forward to. Whether we know it or not. I'll just tell you guys straight up. Again, people, it's just so funny. You look at like the football game. Las Vegas Raiders, they're outside the stadium. They are injecting people just so they can go and get a piece of paper so they can go see a football game. My friends. Normal. Roman Colosseum, right? The Greek games. Normal. My friends, humanity is meant to and will elevate after this experience. I hope this ends sooner than later. I hope it ends in a way that, again, we realize what we're doing sooner than later. We wake up from our Bavelian stupor. I hope that will be the case, because if not, guys, I don't want to think about what would be. Yeah. I'll stop right there. I have a lot more to say, but I'll stop right there. Speaking of normal, got a steak in the oven. Baruch Hashem. This is the last Shabbat of 5781. We got some new roommates here. Zad Hashem, everything will be okay. But just always remember, guys, strengthen the lions. Strengthen the lions. And just remember that what we're going to see after this experience is going to be the real normal. And the question is, are we ready for it? Are we ready for it? And I hope more people are ready than not. Let's put it that way. All right, guys. Shabbat Shalom. And I'll probably talk to you guys before, so I'm not saying Chag Sameach just yet, or Shana Tova, but Shabbat Shalom, last Shabbos of 5781. All right. Talk to you soon.